Hi, Magdi.
Email.
I just wanted to share that it has struck me that memory a conceptual, is a concept that we use for what we're actually experiencing, especially given that the past is also a tenuous concept. Isn't it then possible that there is no such thing as memory, but rather in presence there are images that arise unto themselves?
Yes, yes. At the same time, if you took a video of you having breakfast this morning, having cereal with banana and strawberries, and there is the memory, as you say, right now, which is tenuous, saying there's really no past, which I understand. I agree. Yet, we can look at the video and confirm that yes, the memory that you're having right now and the video that was taken at 9 o'clock this morning, they there is a correspondence between them. Uh, so it's important to acknowledge, recognize that there is a reality outside of uh, the mind. Well, first, let me to put it differently. That there is a reality to the mind. There is reality which is called mind, memory, creative thinking, associations, um, evaluations, which can be verified in the field. They can be verified phenomenally, via scientific studies. So there is a reality to the mind, and there is a reality to the world. There is a banana. There was a banana this morning at 8:30, and at 9:30 there was no more banana. Bill had eaten the banana. Uh, so the reality of the world uh, is to be acknowledged, and the reality of the mind is to be acknowledged. But their reality, the reality of the world, doesn't belong to the world. The reality of the mind doesn't belong to the mind. The reality of the world and the reality of the mind is, as you say, this now consciousness. This no time, because you're bringing us to now, to presence. Yes, consciousness is the reality of the world and the reality of the mind, which do exist as consciousness. You see, so that we're not like alienating the whole field of study of the world. Like there are geological studies that have demonstrated that there were dinosaurs, and there's evidence for that. There are skeletons of the. So there is a world that is verified, established, studied scientifically, demonstrated, and as well as the mind, capacity of the mind too, that we can both think of an iceberg, and we can both somehow visualize an iceberg as a mind, construct, of course. Is a reality to that. If I ask you, describe the iceberg, you would say, well, it's a white, icy thing. And I would also describe it as a white, icy thing. But the key thing is to recognize the reality of the world and the reality of mind to be uh, consciousness.
I, 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 I think what I'm pointing to as well, though, is that in my experience, there's a practical difference between past and future, the image, meaning the imagery. but there's no actual difference between past and future. The future banana and the past banana, they're both right here. There's no difference. So that's one thing. The other thing is that, having said that, my certainty about the past is often as flimsy as my certainty about the future. So, I know I put my keys in this drawer. Well, they ended, actually, they're on the TV. And that's that's a practical consideration. But when I'm certain that my father was abusive, and then maybe I sit down with my aunt and I find out otherwise. So these images, I'm certain that the lion's going to get me, or my boss is going to fire me. Instead, he gives me a raise.
Right.
So not to be so trusting of these images that appear in the mind.
Yeah. Because there is the mind distorts, for a variety of reasons. It distorts. It's not an impartial observer and recorder. It is a very dynamic and complex psychological system that perceives via various filters and various prisms. Yes. And so that's a good point, to not to be so certain. We sometimes feel very certain. We take on a position, and years later we realize, as you said, that, oh no, my aunt debunked a belief that I held for many years. Yeah. I have quite a few experiences of that, of remembering being certain of a certain unfolding of events, and later realizing that it was false. It was not true. It was just not true. Somehow the mind at that time twisted it. I assumed that I was my brother while I was not. It was happening to my brother, it was not happening to me. But then somehow it got shifted. Yeah, the only thing we can really be certain of, absolutely certain of, is peace, love, being, presence, compassion, kindness. That's really what we really love and are drawn to in a deep way. I know that the mind is drawn to narratives and gossip and God knows what, but at the same time, there is a grit that comes with that. There is it's like, oh God, when is this gonna stop?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you. Yeah.
I love bananas.
Apparently.
You just inspired me. Maybe I'll have a banana after this meeting. Lovely to see
Okay.
you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. You say hi to Raz, yes?
I will. Yeah, thank you.